U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to impose a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on Chinese products, triggering a trade war. According to the White House, these measures are aimed at combating illegal migration and drug smuggling. The administration emphasized that these tariffs will help reduce the U.S. trade deficit. Trump himself said that Canada, Mexico, and China have profited from the United States for many years, but those times are over. Countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and many others have continued to profit from America for decades, both in terms of trade and through the importation of criminals and poisonous drugs entering America unimpeded, he wrote on Truth Social. Canada's response followed immediately. The Canadian government announced the imposition of a retaliatory 25% tariff on American goods worth up to 155 billion Canadian dollars. Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc emphasized that the new tariffs would hit the economies of both countries. These U.S. tariffs are completely unjustified. They hurt both American and Canadian households and businesses. Working with our partners, we are committed to removing these tariffs as soon as possible. Until then, our response will be proportionate and decisive, he said. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced several stages of the implementation of retaliatory tariffs. From February 4th, the tariffs will apply to food, household appliances, and clothing. Later, the tariffs will affect cars, steel, aluminum, and dairy products. Ottawa is considering restricting the export of critical minerals and energy resources to the U.S. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum instructed the economy minister to develop a Plan B, including tariff and non-tariff measures against the U.S. At the same time, she expressed readiness for talks with Washington and proposed to create a working group to discuss economic issues. China, in turn, condemned Trump's actions and promised to take countermeasures to protect its legitimate rights and interests. However, according to the Wall Street Journal, Beijing is considering renewing the arrangements of the first phase of the trade deal with the U.S. made in 2020. At that time, China pledged to increase imports of U.S. goods by $200 billion, lift some trade restrictions, and reduce tariffs. China now intends to return these conditions to avoid a full-scale trade war. We should also note that Trump has also declared willingness to impose tariffs against the European Union as well. According to him, Brussels treats the U.S. terribly and Washington does not intend to tolerate it. The White House assured that they are not afraid of a trade war and are ready for further economic steps.